Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks. Are you tired of this crap yet? Yes, I know you are. You see, this fella here, Welsh Minister Mark Drakeford, he reminds me of that Australian Daniel Andrews and the way he was carrying on with the lockdown in Victoria. He's like he's on some kind of power trip or something. This Welsh Minister today was talking about how Wales now have just come out of lockdown. There's queues at IKEA and Primark and all that nonsense, but of course, you know, there are still loads of restrictions. And he actually says, we cannot go back to the way we were living our lives. He actually says this in his speech. So you know, you've been told, Wales, life as you used to know it is over. There's no going back. There's no point in reminiscing. Life has changed forever because he's told you. I mean, seriously, are you the public, you people out there, how far is this going to go before you realise, before you say no and push back? Oh, and he doesn't want you hand-delivering Christmas cards. That's a big no-no.
I think to myself, I probably will deliver fewer cards by hand this year because the more we get about and the more we risk meeting people, the more the risks are. I'll be relying on the hugely professional services of those who work in the Royal Mail.
Did you know that in the Netherlands, one of their restrictions is you can only go out to walk in groups of two? Just two of you. If there's another two of you, if there's four of you, if you're a family of four, you have to split up when you're walking down the road. You have to walk 2 meters behind. That will be next. That will be next coming to a country near you, wherever you are. It's all like clockwork. And then we have this lovely bit of propaganda from Wales. It's amazing how this news company went out and interviewed all of these people in Wales, random people on the street, school kids, businessmen, and they're all absolutely fine with lockdown. In fact, if you watch this, you'd think they love lockdowns in Wales. Hey, maybe they should have another one. What do you think?
Bore Year 10, welcome back.
In the classroom once more, firebreak over. And these Year 10s at Pencoetra High School near Barry felt teachers prepared them well for their brief lockdown.
It was definitely easier knowing that it was only a week. It made me think, because the teachers were very, on top of us, make sure you get it done, we'll be checking.
It was different this time because we actually knew when we were going back.
So it gave me motivation, okay, I'm going to complete this because I know I'm be right on track for when I get back.
One of the big attractions.
For Barry Island Pleasure Park, the loss of half-term trade was balanced by the shutdown's brevity.
Safety comes first, so we've taken that on the chin. We haven't made anybody furloughed on this fortnight because we thought we could take that. And if we get the weather, we can still do a little bit to try and make up for these lost days.
Meanwhile, there are the new COVID restrictions applying to the whole of Wales to get used to.
It would be better if it was a nationwide thing, well, the 4 nations, rather than just separate. It's disjointed now and it's not making sense, I don't think.
It's common sense, to be honest, and I think if everyone applies that, regardless whether there's a lockdown or not a lockdown, it makes it much more livable.
It's a good thing we did a short fire break instead of what England have been faced with, but I think the Welsh Government are just doing the best they can with what they've got at this point, so fingers crossed it works and everything goes back to normal.
Stricter local measures could still be added on top of the new national rules in COVID hotspots. But for now, this nation has said farewell to the firebreak. Catherine Jones, 5 News, South Wales.